Welcome everybody to the Old Vine Conference. I'm delighted to officially open it, although I think Sarah's done a very good job already and said quite a lot of the things I was going to say. If you're a participant in this conference, you're already aware of how magical good wine made from old vines is. And it has qualities that no other wine can, and puts us in direct contact with history, which is an exciting factor. Obviously, there are all sorts of factors in play. If you give old vine fruit to a hopeless winemaker, you're not going to get brilliant wine, but you are starting off with the most wonderful raw ingredients. And as the challenges of climate change present themselves ever more obviously, old vines are really coming into their own, and we're seeing how much better old vines can withstand extreme heat and drought than younger ones. So they're so much more sustainable. And all we really need to do, and we have to keep up the pressure here, is communicate the value of old vines to growers in particular, to wine producers, to wine merchants of all sorts, to the consumer, and to the media who can communicate to the consumer, all about, as Sarah has been campaigning for some time, to ensure that old vine wine is sold at a premium. So I congratulate Sarah, Alan, Leo, and all the team for the fantastic work that they have done so far. But we mustn't give up. We must continue the fight. I first got consciously aware of the value of old vines. Actually, it was 2011 when some California wine producers started up the Historic Vineyard Society there, because at that stage they were despairing of how many wonderful old vines, particularly but not exclusively Zinfandel and old Italian varieties, were being pulled out, particularly in Sonoma, because Pinot Noir was so fashionable, and Pinot Noir was going into young Pinot Noir vines were going into ground that was often very unsuitable for it. After that, on jancisrobinson.com, we started compiling a register of all the old vines that we could find, and it's still incomplete. We're still finding out more and more, and it's a little bit unwieldy in its current form, but my colleague Tamlin Curran and Benjamin Rolfs in particular in the Netherlands have done a fantastic job, particularly on assembling all that invaluable information. Then, as Sarah said, we made old vines a much loved, we have a writing competition every year, and last year old vines was the theme, and what a wonderful theme it was. There are so many beautiful stories touching all sorts of aspects of life, not just of wine, associated with old vine vineyards. And I would urge you to go to jancisrobinson.com. They're all free. Put WWC for wine writing competition, WWC 21 in the search box. Choose articles, not tasting notes, and you will find dozens of really heartrending articles there that deal with old vines. At the moment, we're just coming to the end of a series that Tam has been writing on old vine wines and highlighting the extraordinary quality of them. And our most exciting current project, which involves Tam and Sarah, others, in particular, our California correspondent, Alder Yarrow, who is a tech whiz. What we want to do is transform our old vine register into its own standalone website, open source, so everyone can access it. It's free to view. And we put all the information we've already got in the old vine register on there, but we encourage anyone to add information about other old vines that we've missed. And we obviously monitor it. We don't just put it up automatically. We make sure that it's correct. But I think with that, we will end up with a unique resource. and something perhaps that will keep those precious vines in the ground. So the only thing I want to add to this is that we are looking for a sponsor of this old vine, this open source, free to view old vine register. So please put your thinking caps on and think about who might help us achieve this. Alder has already designed it. We just need somebody who sees the value of this, what I hope will be an invaluable resource. Have a great conference. I've got to go to a tasting, and I know that there are lots of old vine wines in it. Bye.